Welcome everyone. My name is Natasha Bojorges and I am from Agade Business School, Mexico City campus, and I will be presenting my paper entitled Deriving Psychodynamics Among Consumers Through Social Media: A Qualitative Analysis of Network Performers. Despite an increasing interest in understanding consumer behavior through social media, there is paucity of research concerning psychodynamics among consumers derived by online social networks in emerging economies. Social media, mobile technologies, and web communities are important drivers for the integration of new dynamics in social networks, making consumer behavior study even more complex. But, despite the global nature of the online content, video consumption appears to be limited by geographic relevance and proximity between viewers since it's diffused through word of mouth across social networks. Consequently, it becomes important to explore the impact and effects of consumer interactions derived by network performers like bloggers in emerging economies. So the aim of this paper is to explore the role of bloggers as key network performers to derive consumer psychodynamics through social media, specifically YouTube, through the lens of the experiential view proposed by Holberg and Hirsch, and the social network theory. The contribution of this work will be determined by the relevance of the experiential view approach in online social networks performance. Second of all, how psychodynamics among consumers are conducted through social media. And third of all, how key network performers as YouTube bloggers derive psychodynamics among consumers. In order to understand consumer behavior in social media, blogs represent a unique opportunity to obtain valuable insights, since bloggers implicitly or explicitly share information that is often unconscious. It's difficult to control and that cannot be expressed through words. So, previous literature enlightens some unexplored areas regarding the attitudinal components of emotion and feelings, conveyed with the context of social media through an experiential view approach. Therefore, this research will address the following research question. Is YouTube ecosystem best understood by the attitudinal components of emotion and feelings? Then, even though the existence of consumer-to-consumer interactions as word of mouth had always existed um, within the business dynamics, it was until the arrival of online communications as social media that the traditional business change was extended, including these consumer-to-consumer interactions. The second research question arises as follows. How psychodynamics among consumers are conducted through social media like YouTube? We know that information dissemination studies have always shown that social groups are structured around a small number of influential individuals with many friends who enjoy above average social power and that can sway the attitudes, opinions, decisions, and even the actions of other group members. So, one or a combination of these three independent traits are highly well, of these three independent traits that characterize highly influential individuals are strong communication skills, expertise in whatever the field is, and social connectivity. So we will move forward through the study design, starting with the methodology. On the basis of a qualitative study comprising in-depth interviews and online surveys of 31 YouTube viewers and 6 popular vloggers, we theorize how bloggers derive psychodynamics among consumers through social media. Grounded theory was also used for the data analysis. The first sample comprises 31 Mexicans of middle class or higher, belonging to the young population, with an easy access to broadband or through internet, mobile devices, and to social media. Example 2 comprises bloggers with the following characteristics. To ensure requisite variation about the type of blogs, the sample covers autobiographical, travel, tutorial, sketch, and comedy themes. Regarding the number of subscribers, which implies that consumers' involvement or loyalty toward popular bloggers whose brands have been developed within YouTube's social network, we selected participants between 350,000 and 15 million subscribers per blog. And the last one was the cumulative number of views per blog. So to ensure the reach of bloggers among consumers, we selected those who had a number of views between 28 million and 4.7 billion reproductions. So, the data collections. The findings were triangulated across three data sources, which were the YouTube users' interviews, the bloggers' interviews, and the YouTube videos. So, the data analysis. According to the grounded theory approach, data gathering and engagement in the process of exploring salient theoretical constructs was simultaneously done. So in practice, there were three distinctive stages. First of all, the YouTube users questionnaire was applied and further analyzed, and at the same time, we developed the in-depth interviews. And the second stage was a deductive-driven stage involving deep exploration of literature about psychodynamics among consumers, social media, and the social network theory. And the third stage consisted on different findings among the YouTube viewers, bloggers, and YouTube that were contrasted in order to obtain valuable insights and connections between them. Let's go towards our findings. The relevance of the experiential view approach in online social networks performance. In reference to YouTube users' interviews, it was revealing that only 25.81% were subscribed to a YouTube channel owned by a commercial brand. Likewise, respondents stated that 64% of them are looking for entertainment, 45% of them learn uh, want to learn something new that they don't know, or just want to obtain some useful and interesting information about a particular subject, and 22% of them are just looking for music. So, in reference to the bloggers' interviews, once again, the hedonic attributes of YouTube and entertaining social networks was highlighted, since all of them declared that the main attribute of their vlogs was entertainment, as stated by these two male bloggers. That says the following. We don't do anything that it's not entertainment. We don't look to inform, we don't look to educate, only to entertain and create a family environment. And the second one was, my blog does not have a specific topic. They are like my own experiences, shared comically. Topics vary according to the video. So the main resemblance of YouTube's performance in reference to the experiential view of Holberg and Hirsch is the symbolic meaning of consumer consumption, in which leisure, entertainment, and arts derive in consumers' interest and involvement. More important. So, the fact that consumers and bloggers' main activity in YouTube alludes to this entertainment is associated to the primary thinking process to seek fun, amusement, fantasy, sensory stimulation, and enjoyment through some activities that are also part of the human needs and that some might define as mundane, so as this blogger. That said, I could say my blog is all about unsophisticated comedy from very mundane things. So, according to these findings in both interviews, It can be said that in order to completely understand YouTube's whole ecosystem, the experiential view based on new consumption experience related to products usage and related activities give valuable insights about this study, and that it's always or most of the times regulated by the traditional information process model. So in summary, the YouTube dynamics outcomes are fun, enjoyment, and pleasure for referral and social networks creation. Psychodynamics among consumers conducted through YouTube or through social media. Just 9, almost 10% of the respondents actively participate in content creation of the videos they watch in YouTube by commenting them. This is important because they said or they don't actually realize they're actively participating in content creation. It was interesting then to notice that they actually don't realize when they're contributing to this content distribution, informal communications through social networks, and online community building. Since 87% of the respondents interact with other consumers by sharing content to their friends, not only in YouTube but also through other social media like Facebook and Twitter, like suggesting, liking, or disliking some videos. Only 22% of the respondents show some interest in the advertisements that appear in YouTube videos. And now, in reference to the bloggers' interviews, they state the following: I don't act in a certain way to please people. I'm just me. And only people who connect the way I am or think are those that are part of this community. Only people who can identify will belong to this community. I don't seek to please everyone. The way we influence consumers is by promoting strong social relationships with their families. So, as we can see, therefore, it could be concluded that this is the reason why most vloggers who build their brands within YouTube ecosystem associate their personality to what they do online, and they are more focused on entertainment or promoting the values among their subscribers rather than just advertising a brand. So this is where social network comes in. And as social network theory indicates, just like positive network effects cause positive feedback loops and exponential growth, negative networks effects create negative feedback and exponential decay. And this could be sustained by a comment of a YouTube user that when he finds advertising too intrusive, he uses all the available means to destroy the brand online. So this is really dangerous. And this could be possible due to the exponential reach of the online social networks. So this is where social network theory comes in. As social network theory indicates, just like positive networks effects cause positive feedback loops and exponential growth, negative network effects create negative feedback and exponential decay. And this could be sustained by a comment of a YouTube user that when he finds advertising too intrusive, he uses all available means to destroy the brand online. And this could be possible due to the exponential reach of online social networks. He stated the following: I show interest if the ad has music, if it's about a brand that I like or I think it's very entertaining. If it's disgusting, I search for the video just to make trouble. So, let's move through the bloggers' driving psychodynamics. Just 20% of the respondents acknowledged they have recommended a brand, product, or service that they watch in a blog. It was curious that consumers don't consciously recognize themselves collectively as they members in the YouTube's online community. However, even though bloggers recognize themselves as a sort of brand ambassadors, they don't see their associations with brands and as advertising. They instead refer to them as collaborations with brands. Um, and here are some statements that are related to that. We like a brand, they like our content, and we create content that benefit both. We don't do anything if it doesn't build in our image and help to the brand's building. Brand collaborations depend on us, our target, and the brand. So even though users don't recognize it openly, they all take part in building an homogeneous global consumer culture, in which the process of informal transfer of information among consumers, or previously defined as psychodynamics, is essential for its operation, not only by conceiving bloggers as online celebrities, but by consumer-generated content, sharing it through the other social media and diffusing it throughout the online community. So consumers are important contributors to the YouTube's ecosystem sustainability. Likewise, bloggers account as the hubs in the social network theory, due to the reach among consumers and the impact on consumer behavior, which, as the evidence indicates, is mainly unconscious. However, as we mentioned below, social networks are inherent to humans as social beings and will continue to foster relationships and interactions among people. Bloggers are also looking for other ways to interact with their viewers. As we can see here, this is a statement of a blogger. I read comments to make new videos about things our viewers would like to learn or do. So, nevertheless, not all bloggers realize the social power they have among online communities as co-creators of the brands. So we are going to the conclusions, limitations, and future research. This research recognizes the presence of some experiential aspects of consumption within social networks as YouTube, since users value their hedonic attributes and additionally seek to obtain valuable information quickly and conveniently. However, the hedonic attributes of consumers' consumption need to be further explored, and future research on that matter could bring light into the neglected field study of attitudinal components influencing consumers' emotion and feelings. So, some of the limitations of this research regard to the sample size. It is acknowledged that the samples used in this paper is relatively small. However, the intention for most of the brand theory studies is not just to capture a population, but rather to seek out cases that are aligned with the phenomenon of interest. And some additional limitations consisted in time constraints due to the agendas of bloggers, since they are considered public figures, and entrance barriers into the YouTube's community. So thank you. Um, I hope you enjoyed this presentation.